It's March 22nd, 2026. On the 20th, I told you I was in Walmart West Husk. I've heard this guy's voice around me for years. Don't know who he is. And apparently he don't know a whole lot about the case. He said some agent had told him last year that that family had said that they were lying, that it offended him when Strange called me a baker, and that it had nothing to do with him, didn't concern him. Well, of course it didn't. It's 6 months later, and her father killed her kid, and I wasn't even there. And Strange is making up this baby lie on me, has nothing to do with him. It's a half a year later. Of course it has nothing to do with him. And then you can't harm somebody because somebody 15 years ago said something mean about somebody and it was a lie. And they don't have anything to do with you, and you hunt them down. It's sick. It's actually very, very sick and deranged. I mean, how could you even fall for it? And he said, well, Agent John didn't believe all those things were wrong with her. Well, they weren't wrong with me. It was fraud. They gave me a bunch of wrong meds and almost killed me. And it's documented: fraud, medical malpractice, medication errors. And they caused seizures, heart attack, massive body swelling. And the only thing that was wrong with me is my muscles locked up from a bunch of surgeries, and thyroid, adrenal gland shut down, seizures, heart attacks. I mean, massive, massive body swelling. And they were lying so bad, they said I had level 2 brain tumors. And my community health said, whoa, those doctors are known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, and wanting to do unnecessary procedures. They've been defrauding you. They've been draining your insurance company like a checking account. You have the golden ticket insurance company. That's how they put it too. That pays for almost everything. You need to get an attorney and sue them, turn them over to the state to pull their license. You're not the first one and the only one I've heard of them doing this to. They've almost killed you. We'll represent you in court. And then over 9 months, I slowly get well. And I had to be put on fentanyl patches. Fentanyl patches are 100 times stronger than morphine. My muscles were literally clenched, and from all the surgeries, and they would raise up through the skin. Blood vessels would break, and blood would run through my out my stomach with no cut. My legs. It was horrible until excruciating until it'd go back down. Or it's already clenched, it clenched tighter. You talk about a Charlie horse, it's on like steroids. It was horrible. And then, like I said, over 9 months, I slowly got well. And that family wanting attention and thinking that they can use their family's tragedy to kill someone that had nothing to do with it. Oh, do you know how it made us feel a half a year later when he made up that lie? Come on now. You knew they were lying. And then, do you realize the mental illness where they said in 2003, people in the church, they need to learn to live with the shame of her father killing their son. And they do. They need to stop putting the public shame of her father killing her son and try to put it on somebody else and harm somebody else. They do. And my community health told the FBI and police in 2018 it was documented fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors, and they almost killed me. And it took me 9 months to get well. Okay? Officer Mark documented it in August of 23. Even the hospital was talking about it, and the officer that watches me at night, that's assigned, he was announcing himself in there December 31st, 23, that those doctors are documented that they lied. It's the medication that made her sick before, and it was fraud. Okay? So this guy not knowing that, who is he? When Officer McCarty documented and verified it. So who is he? You know, these people made up so many crazy scenarios. I could put what is a jail sentence for it, and a lot of years in prison. You know, they made up a scenario. They turned her over to the social worker, and the social workers were watching her. You know, I Googled what would be the jail sentence. It's like 20 years. See what I mean? They can't do any of this. 7 attorneys in the last few years have went to jail for fraud schemes in Ohio. 7 attorneys. Seven attorneys. Then there's other attorneys across the United States for human trafficking, drugging people, raping them. Drug traffic. These people that are supposed to represent the law and help people to represent them in the law in the way that it protects you. Abusing it is disgusting. And then trying to use it to harm and victimize people is disgusting. You know, Agent John, back June 7th, 23, when the officer called out Jody, Katie's sister, for mocking you with a group of people, FBI agent John fell for the stun on tapes before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent fell for that and then publicly mocked you and cackled. And when she left, he yelled out her name. I caught Jody paying for the harassment. July 9th, 23, in Trinity Gospel, the FBI wouldn't dare fix this after what one of their agents did. And they were mocking the FBI publicly. And, you know, some people said, you know, that guy Pete, you better watch yourself. That agent has him nailed. And he could turn this around on him at any time. You need to. You need to. You know, last year some guy was talking and said, you know, some drug cartel guy walked into an FBI office, tried to scam an agent. No way. Actually did. And if he was going to try to scam him, he went along with it and see what he could get, and he got a lot of drug dealers. You're kidding. No, it actually happened. I thought, I know. You know, I was in the courthouse at 19 going through my divorce, and I heard a guy off in the distance. The officers were stopping by, being very polite in the courthouse, picking their earbuds out and say hello. And it's like, hi. Next one, hello, hello. And I heard a guy off in the distance. They better be nice to her when she's here. They better be polite. Do you know how many investigators have been on the phone with people? You need to learn to mind your own business. Agent John, you know, in my heart of heart, in the deepest part of my heart, I always held out hope for you. That one day you send like Officer John or Officer Mark with my money and a thank you letter for helping out and for everything I lived through. And you do it on your own. And these people, how they started in the beginning of the case, that they were using me as a pawn, and I didn't know what they were doing. It's so funny she doesn't know what's going on, how they drugged me and told me to say it before. They photoshopped that shower scene in the other room on purpose to make me look weird with myself. They framed me. But it's so funny. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know what we're really doing. It's like, what the fuck is funny about that? There's nothing funny about that. I had real bruises, really infected, really throwing up. And I was really sick. So what is funny about that? Nothing. So in 22, they finally came out. They were exposing corrupt law enforcement in this area publicly, and they set up that agent to be arrested. In January 2019, they said that we're looking for legal loopholes. And then in 22, they announced that they were going to go after that agent to be arrested. That they They wanted the case, the surveillance thrown out that he told on her before he spoke to her after the hotline. He admitted on a recorded line. He had everybody in his office they already knew. He bullies her. He makes her beg for life, and then he bullies her again and tries to make her stay quiet, and he doesn't have the authority to do any of that. Then he didn't pay her. He left her there. He defrauded her the whole time. You can't use fraud. He had no legal right around her. She's either a paid informant, and that's a legitimate case, or the surveillance needs to be thrown out and every drug cartel dealer released. And that they're going to sue for false arrest under fraud. See, that's where it came out this last year, November 23rd, that this was a scam to extort money out of the government. They went to my ex-husband, and he agreed that he'd let him do it to me. And then December 1st, 25, Walmart 62, where there's a beautiful Michelle with long blonde hair, had dated an agent last year. And when she admitted to him that the doctor from before was not one of mine, works for them, and they had lied. He was one of my doctors. And of course they lied. It's HIPAA. These people don't know laws. It's Twilight Zone. No doctor could be with them. It's a federal crime. And when they bashed in my head, they tried to kill me or leave me incompetent. It didn't work. And as soon as they told him, he broke up with her. And so they started threatening that girl's life, and she went badass on them. I don't know her. I've only seen her, and I'm so proud of her. December 1st, 25, Walmart 62, an investigator showed up. Michelle showed up at my office, said that this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government, and her ex-husband was involved, and that the doctor from before was not one of hers, works for them, and they had lied. And she actually don't know who he is. And that guy Pete that was running his mouth about her in my office, she don't even know who he is. It's just some guy Dave hired on his own. And they admitted to using hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before, and she has no memory of these people. And that tape of Weird with Yourself is photoshopped of washing in the shower. And the whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. See, what they did to me is Twilight Zone. Stocking tapes with photoshopping and washing, fake sodium pentothal reports, hypnotic drugs, and told to say it. And then a fake dirty doctor breaking HIPAA. And it's just, I found out it was Henry Moffey, Dave's girlfriend's dad. Mind everybody? I mean, it's a stupid Twilight Zone of every law that can't be broke. But setting that agent up to be arrested and try to blackmail him, they did it perfectly, where they have March 5th, 26th, Bell Store on Route 800 in Magnolia. And the lady investigator said, where September 10th, 25, they act like it was Agent John in the courthouse that day trying to get his case thrown out. That nobody thought it was funny, the agent showing up there, bad-mouthing her and bad-mouthing the case. And they're sending out emails supposed to be from him, of him bullying her, calling her a liar, and threatening her, telling her to say she better be say she's lying or else, and then laughing at her, and it sounded like pure evil. And then telling people not to help her. None of this is funny. And those people admitted they paid that agent off, where they said they were coming after him to be arrested last year. They are. And then they want the surveillance thrown out under fraud. You know, Agent John, it's not that I couldn't use my money. Like I said, in the heart of hearts, in the deep within my soul, I would have wanted you to give it out of your own free will, not somebody blackmailing you. You know what I mean? It's nauseating that, you know, he either pays her and stands up for the case, and why do they think that you won't? See, that's where the whole thing of, why do they think you won't? Where they tell people they paid you off, well, and then I found out they recorded you where that guy in my old apartment said he was in the office when they met with that agent, and when you bullied me on the phone, they were there. Well, they taped you. Say you're lying, I'll arrest you. Say you're lying, I'll put you in jail. They taped you. And it's anytime an agent bullies you into a false statement or a threat, it's 20 years. Admitting he knew they were trying to kill me, didn't blame him. Accessory to attempted murder. They have him for blackmail, trying to say I couldn't say anything when they already knew. And an FBI agent does not have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet, not a victim, informant, or a witness. It's considered blackmail, 20 to 30 years. Please turn it around on them. Stop them. Those people in the courthouse where Judge Flory said that officers here said they've had thousands of dollars falling around, there was no one around her. The case wasn't to find somebody around me, but who was responsible for the threat and attempt to lie case against Dave and the churches? Who was ordering the threats and the attempts? To figure it out, not for someone around me. The cartel showed up within the first month. The California, the young men dressed as old. Then they were pretending to be FBI handlers in Ravenna. One guy was called Junior. In June of 19, they were seen with the California drug dealers. Before Thanksgiving, the Henry Moffitt and the Judge Peters group from Florida showed up. And then the Kingsmen from Texas, and by spring, Buffalo, New York, and Michigan, and others showed up. The drug dealers ran con off a little tiny open threat and attempt to lie case against Dave and the churches. It led, like they said, her case led into the cartel. Those really bad people, if they get released, thousands will die. And all you have to do is turn it on them. You know, I can plead with you. I pray for you. And I pray God helps you. I'm gonna upload this.